everyone, it's Hannah and welcome back to the Corner of Craft podcast. I hope that you're well. It is August, folks. How is it August? How is August upon us? And yet here we are, the 1st of August. And yeah, this is a knitting and crochet podcast in which I talk to you all about the things I've been knitting and crocheting. It's a monthly podcast. However, I do post videos weekly here on YouTube. So if you happen to like what you're watching, if you find as you're watching it, quite like this, feel free to subscribe. It would be lovely to have you here. I also have a Patreon if you want to sign up over there. The Chai Latte crew, the Biscuit Brew crew, they both get an extra video every single week. So yeah, if you want to see my face appear more often in your life, that is where you can find me. If you are new, hello. I am a yarn dyer and a small business owner. I own the Corner of Craft. I dye yarn under the label Chromatic Yarns. And I make beaded stitch markers, although I haven't done that in quite a long time because I'm currently in the throes of Advent prep, even though it's August. As of time of recording, I have finished dyeing up all of the mini skeins for the daily Advents. I'm very excited. I'm hoping that a large yarn order arrives today because I want to dye some more yarn tomorrow. We're going away soon. I'm trying to get a head start on everything. But it does mean I'm running out of time. And I really need this yarn order to arrive today. But it is not out for delivery, so we shall see if that happens. July was a busy month. The pickle turned 1. I have a 1-year-old. I technically have a toddler, but she's not toddling yet, so she's still a baby. Once she starts toddling, I'll call her a toddler, but she's very much not toddling. We're having a lovely time crawling at the moment, and that's absolutely fine. But where has the last year gone? I don't know. I have been looking back through pictures, and I'm just thinking, oh, the pickle, she was so small. Bless her. Anyway, she's still quite small. She's had a growth spurt. She's definitely had a growth spurt since her birthday, which is wild because it wasn't that long ago, but somehow she's got longer. But yeah, it just has meant that a lot of people visiting, a lot of family, and just because I'm doing Advent prep, I don't have a whole lot of knitting time because my free time is taken up with prepping mini skeins to dye and twisting mini skeins and also just playing stupid games on my phone. I really just need to throw out my phone. I waste way too much time on it some days. On days where I'm tired, like today, I have a sleep score, I believe, of 40 from last night. 40. I slept from 11 o'clock until 20 past 2 and then 4 o'clock until 6:30 because the pickle would not go back to sleep. She's pretty good at sleeping now, but just not last night. She's too excited to get her vaccines, which is what she got today. 3 jabs. Good times. Anyway, we've got no finished objects this week, folks. None. I know, you're as disappointed as I am. I apologise. This is my pledge to you. I have a shawl that I haven't shown you in months, many months. And I have a cardigan. I always have a blanket. All 3 of these I cast on in 2024. We're excluding the blanket from the mix because that was cast on last and it's a blanket. I'm just quite enjoying working on it. Therefore, I don't hate it. The cardigan and the shawl, I hate at the moment, purely because they've been on my needles way too long and I just want them off the needles. So my pledge to you is I'm going to finish the Fernweh shawl and the Field Day cardigan before or by the time I film September's podcast. That's the goal. I'm getting it done. I'm going away and I can't take Advent minis with me to twist. Therefore, I'm going to be sat knitting in the evenings when the pickle's gone to bed and we can't go anywhere. I'm not showing you the shawl. It's upstairs. Just believe me, it needs to get done. It's because it's brioche and the rows are long now. My Field Day cardigan. I haven't got as much done on this as I wanted to. Oh, I also needed to write the pickles thank you letters for birthdays and people were very generous, which was very lovely. But it meant that also took up a few evenings. So because I do write thank you letters. I was brought up to write thank you letters, and people appreciate them, so I write them. What is happening here? I don't know. We'll roll with that. Don't pull anything too much. This is my field day cardigan. This is a pattern by Ozetta. I cast this on in May 2024, and I won't give you the usual spiel. Long story short, I put it away for a really long time after I had a baby. Had a small mental blip and didn't think I would be able to work out where I was to pick it up, and it took me 10 minutes to work out where it was. So not half as bad as I thought it was. It would be. So we have almost a full body. I'm worried it's going to be a bit short, but at this point, I don't care. If it's short, it's short, that's fine. I am a little concerned it's going to be short. So I have got all 4 buttonhole. Well, these are where the buttons will go. I have all 4 buttonholes in. There's no point showing you this side because you can't see it. But 1, 2, 3, 4, you can kind of see it. My buttonholes. I think, I need to find a tape measure. Here it is. I can't remember if it's 1.5 or 1 3/4 inches. Just work in centimetres, Hannah. That makes much more sense. I think I've got maybe 3 more rows to go before I can do my tubular cast off or Italian cast off, which is probably what I will do because they're exactly the same. Apart from, apparently, tubular cast off, you do the setup rows, and the Italian cast off, you do not do the setup rows. So I'll probably do Italian cast off. That's the only difference between them. I didn't know, but I love a sewn cast off. I think they look very good. The only concern is how long to cut the yarn for when you're doing it, because I don't know. But yeah, this is where I was last time. So not as much progress as I wanted, but that's life. That's life. That's what all the people say. So this is Skein in the Stitch in her plush sock base in Weird Stone is the black colour, and then Creative Anarchy yarns on her willow base, which I believe is discontinued, in the Beware of Crimson Peak colourway. I've held them together. The pattern is for a double knit yarn, so I've held together a 4-ply fingering weight yarn and a lace weight yarn. I swatched. At the time, I met Gage. Who knows now? Who knows? It's a year later. A year plus. I didn't block my swatch either. I don't generally. But yeah, it's really pretty. I think it's going to get a lot of wear. I've just got sleeves to do, but it's drop shoulder, so I'm hoping the sleeves won't take me super long. We'll see. But yeah, we're going away soon, so I'm going to take this with us so I can work on it in the evenings and hopefully blast through it, get it done, and stop mindlessly scrolling on my phone, wasting time, because who is that benefiting? Not me. I have 1 more skein of each. I'm not alternating skeins because I did, and then I looked and I didn't think I needed to, so I stopped. And also, you can't tell where I stopped alternating skeins because these are very talented ladies with their dyeing. So yeah, I got 2 more skein. I got 1 more skein of each, which I'm going to use for the sleeves, and we should be good to go. I think I am going to end up wearing this quite a lot come autumn, but I'm really sick of working on it. I'll be honest, folks. It's really pretty. I really like it. This is no shade to the pattern. There's nothing wrong with the pattern. Loads of people have made it and really, really liked it. My problem is that it's been on the go for too long. I get to this point with whips. If you've watched my podcasts for a while, I know I don't know what episode this is, probably still in single digits. But I did kind of do like a series 1, not really, but I did loads of episodes and then took a long hiatus from podcasting. So I thought I'd come back with a bang and start at 1 again. But if you've watched me for a long time, then you will know I get really sick of whips when they've been on the needles for too long. And I'm really sick of this. Really, really sick of this. So, and then I'm also sick of my shawl, even though I haven't touched it for a really long time, just because I want it done. Anyway. Another whip that I've been working on is the blanket. I cast it on almost a year ago to the day. Our window cleaner is meant to be coming today. Oh, sweet, and I've got a Vinted order to pick up. I ordered a book on Vinted. Sorry, distracted. Blech. This is, I can't remember where I was last time. This is my Little Squares blanket. And I cast this on during the Olympics opening ceremony last year, obviously. That's when the Olympics were on. Also, I'm recording this on Monday. And yesterday, our ladies, the England team, won the Euros, and I'm very excited. We watched, not the whole match. After the pickle went to bed, we put it on. So we watched extra time and penalties, basically. And very exciting, very exciting. I love that women's football is getting more recognition. We moved to Germany about 10 years ago. It was 10 years ago. 10 years ago next week. Crazy how much time has passed. Hello, if you've been with me all that time. And like ladies football used to be on in pub gardens, beer gardens and stuff. Lovely. And I'd gone to Germany a few times before that. I'd lived in Germany before that as well. And I remember seeing it then and being so surprised because it wasn't even on normal telly here. And in Germany, it was just like, oh yeah, the football's on in this beer garden on this massive screen. Oh, it's women's football. But now it's on here, and I love that. I just hate that the women had to kind of sort of excel. They couldn't just start showing it because it's a sport. And yeah, they had to win, or they had to, I don't know, they had to excel in the sport in order for it to get the recognition that it deserves, which I kind of hate. But at the same time, I love that they're getting recognition, and yeah. So this blanket, that's actually what you're listening for, cast under the winter opening ceremony last year. The Olympics opening ceremony last year. I worked out how to breastfeed and crochet. Couldn't emulate it much, but I'm using a Lofty Loops advent calendar held double. It's the 2023 advent, and I'm using some chromatic yarns merino sock, just undyed in between. I've got 3 strips that I've sewn together. I can't remember where I was last time, but I've got 3 strips that I've sewn together, which is very exciting. And I've sewn in all the ends on these 3 strips. It took such a long time. But worth it. So yeah, because you crochet a strip and then you crochet down the side and then you sew it together. So each of these is a separate strip. And then you sew it. And I'm really enjoying it. I think it's really good. I'm really enjoying the pattern. It's mindless. It's fun to pick up and do. It grows quite quickly because of the fact it's held double. It grows quite quickly. And I know I've been working on it for a year and I'm 3 stripes in. But obviously I haven't been consistently working on it for a year. And when I do pick it up, it does fly. So oh, I didn't put in a stitch marker. Where's that gone then? Here. It's quite a good one to pick up and put down while the bub is either napping or if she's playing independently and I can just sit and crochet for a bit. That's less of a thing now, but she's quite good at independent play. It's not that. It's that if I then start doing something other than like reading or whatever, she'll see that I'm crocheting and then she's like, oh, what's mum playing with? Oh, maybe I could play with that too. And it's like, no, please don't. It's actually a bit annoying. But we're on to our 4 stripe. We're quite far through, which is exciting. So the first 24 colourways, I laid it all out and no, I didn't. First 24 colourways, I went in the colour order of the advent. And then after that, I am just picking. I'm not picking at random, but I'm laying it out and picking colours so they go quite well together. I think my gauge has changed. I think I might be crocheting a little bit looser than I was, but hopefully it will all be fine when I sew it together. I'm using a 4.5mm crochet hook. This one's pretty. Bought it on Etsy. Lovely. And yeah, we're doing quite well. I don't know how big this blanket's going to be able to be. And I'm trying to use yarn that I've not used that many times, because some of these squares I've got 3, some of the colorways I've made 3 squares out of, and some of them I've made 1. So I'm trying to be a bit more mindful and not just picking the one that necessarily goes best, but trying to pick ones that also haven't been used that much, just so we can get a bit of an even spread. But I'm really enjoying it. I think it's really, really fun. I could sew in my ends as I go or crochet over my ends, but I'm not. I will do it after I've sewn this strip onto here. I don't know if I'll take this one away with me because it is a bit cumbersome. It is quite big, but at the same time, is it? Because it's just a little strip. And then all the minis are in here and they're all caked up, ready to go. But we'll see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this one will come away with me. But I like it. I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. And this is going to be a good weight of a blanket. If I don't have enough for it to be particularly wide, then I'll just make it like a lap blanket that 2 people can snuggle under. And this will be the width instead of the length. And then it will just, I don't know, we'll make it work. I'll make it work. It'll be fine. But it's just fun. It's just a bit nice. It's a bit fun. And yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. That one I'm not sick of, even though it's been on the go for over a year. I don't know. I guess because I feel like I make more progress with it. Once the body of that cardigan's done and I start the sleeves, I think I'm going to be fine. I'm just really fed up with doing the body because it's just quite long. The rows are long. Anyway, we have 2 more whips. Living in my sardine bag. I haven't really worked on this an awful lot, I don't think. I know I haven't. I met up with Mum and Dad after the Pickerwood swimming once. My parents were up visiting and we walked and met them and walked on to a cafe. And I was knitting on this as Mario pushed the pram. And that was quite nice to do. Delightful. This is the Cold Brew sock pattern by Alison of Lofty Loops. Oh my goodness, Alison, you're sponsoring the podcast. Not actually. And this yarn is the Cozy Knitter on her Bliss base, which is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, in the Peachy Keen colourway. I bought this on my honeymoon when we went to Toronto, and I was here last time. My little Flame Knits ducky. So I've knit some stripes. Was getting to the awkward point where I needed to measure it against another sock to see where my toe needs to start, but I didn't quite do that yet. I'm going to do an afterthought heel, Kirby Werby's afterthought heel. So I have stopped knitting on the back and I'll just try to decide where I want my heel to be and go from there. Fun, exciting. You pick up the stitches using the needles and you cut the yarn and then you knit round. I usually do 4 rows of knitting round before I do like a wedge decrease that I do for the toe. But Kirby Werby's afterthought heel. It's here on YouTube. It's very easy to follow. So yeah, that's just living in a sardine bag that I bought on Vinted that someone was selling for a £5. I think it was a £5 including postage. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was. It wasn't expensive, but I enjoyed it. I enjoy it. The needles do poke through, but I think it's meant to be a makeup bag, not a project bag. So yeah, the final project that I'm working on, I got my hair dyed this month. I've just got a bit of red underneath. You can see these little red tufty fluffy bits. I should have probably styled it a little bit better, but we're here. We're doing what we can. I've got the gym in a couple of hours. I need to record 2 more videos at some point, either today or tomorrow. 3 more, I lied. Either today or tomorrow. So I'm just trying to get things done. So we've just thrown it up in a ponytail for now because it just works. So I wanted to take some knitting with me because I knew that my hair appointment would probably take a while. I had all over quite a dark colour put on my hair, and whilst it had faded, my greys were coming through. I wanted sort of a bit more fun back in my hair, and so we've done a little peekaboo. So that needed to be bleached, and then the red put over the top, and then I had like not as dark a colour, but darker than my natural colour, sort of all over the rest of it to cover the greys, and also just for fun. And you can't really, I kind of wish the peekaboo came up a little bit higher, so I might do that next time I go and get my hair done. So you can see it a bit more when my hair's down. But I don't know. I didn't want to do too much. I don't know. My brain wasn't where it should have been. I was oddly nervous about having crazy colour put in my hair, which makes no sense because I have had crazy colour in my hair since I turned 18. Basically. Except for a couple of times. I miss the orange. I do miss the orange hair where I had dark roots into the orange. I did like that very much on myself. Anyway, took a sock with me to work on. So I cast on a new sock because I didn't know how much of that I'd be able to do before it would start getting awkward measuring for toes. I don't want to be trying on a sock. So I cast on a new sock. This is living in my Soft Accents project bag that I bought from the Wool Monty. And yeah, I cast on a sock for Mario, my husband. This is how much I got done in a hair appointment, by the way. I've did a reel and I've done TikTok reel short. I don't know if I've posted the short. I can't remember. But anyway, this is how much I knit during the hair appointment. I haven't knit any on it. I haven't knit on it at all since. Blah, 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 blah. So this is Opal Zauberwald. 425 meters per 100 grams in the colorway Drachenbabys erster Ausflug, which means baby dragon's first flight. Zauberwald meaning magic forest, woods. And it's got little dragons on it because that's a baby dragon. It's cute. It's cute. I bought this from Knit Nottingham when I went with Selena after Selena came to visit when she did East Anglia Yarn Festival in March. We went out for the day in Nottingham and we went to Knit Nottingham and I bought this. Who are Frederik, Heinrika and Felix Zwerger? Who are they? That's my question. Anyway, it's 75% virgin wool, 25% polyamide, and it's 4-ply yarn. Lovely. I use commercial yarn to knit my husband's socks because he's very hard wearing on his socks. I have so many of his socks to mend before the weather gets cold again. I need to teach him how to do it. Then he can mend his socks. So yeah, that's why I try to constantly have a pair of socks on the needles for him. But yeah, I'll probably take this away with me as well. Maybe not my stripy ones. I don't want to take too many projects with me because I want to work on the ones that I have. And I have the unrealistic expectation. Everyone must do this. The unrealistic thought or expectation that, oh, I'm going to finish all of my projects in the span of 5 minutes and I'm going to suddenly run out of things to work on. So you take loads of projects away with you and then you come back having not really touched any of them. So. A sock's always good to have on the needles though, so I will take this with me. Yeah, that makes sense. And then I'll just try to make sure I just really want that cardigan done. That's all. Oh, I need to switch out my battery. We're back. I'm sorry if it's moved slightly. I've got like a heap of chaos next to me. Mario must have done some tidying up whilst I was rinsing an oven of yarn. Anyway, stash enhancement, none. I did a video on Patreon last week where I put all of my yarn stash back on the shelves and I've got too much. It's actually stressing me out a little bit, which is another reason I really want this cardigan done because I really want to cast on another jumper. But that's fine. Makealong. I am going to be hosting Makealong. It starts today. I posted, hopefully, not recorded it yet, hopefully posted a video about it earlier on in the week, Wednesday, I'm going to estimate, talking about it, just a short video, talking about the Makealong. The Advents of December's past Makealong, you're welcome to join. You can knit, you can crochet, you can spin, you can weave using a yarn advent calendar from 2024 or before. There are no extra prizes for who has the oldest one, but I am also curious to know what's the oldest advent calendar that you have. Mine are 2023. I've got 2 advent calendars I need to use in 2023 and also 2 from 2024. You can use a 12-day advent calendar, you can use a weekly advent calendar, you can use a 24-day advent calendar. I will say for the weekly and the 12-day advent, whips are not allowed, just to make it fair on people. It's running until the 31st of October, so in theory you've got 3 months, that's plenty of time, but at the same time that might not be plenty of time, because I'll be packing up and shipping advents in this time. There will be prizes. You can enter using a Google form, and whips are allowed for 24-day advents as long as they're under 50% done. And yeah, make what you want using an advent calendar. I am going to say, if you're making things like baby socks or stuff, you will be needing to make multiple baby socks, because essentially I kind of just want it to be the equivalent of a 24-day advent or a 12-day advent or whatever, like a whole advent calendar, just to make it fair on people. Otherwise people are just going to have so many entries. You can have an entry per project, or that's absolutely fine. You can post about it on Instagram using hashtag advents of December's past. I will come up with the hashtag and put it on the screen, because I have not come up with a hashtag yet. Or you can post about it on Discord. I will ask you for whether you post about it on Discord, or I'll ask you to post the link to the Instagram post, just so I can see that you have actually posted, because I try to avoid using Ravelry as much as possible. But yeah, so I tend to do a Google form, and then I will contact you and ship your prizes out in mid-November, or in November, early November. It's because by then advents will all be shipped, and I can't quite think about that far ahead right now, because I can't ever imagine them being done, which is the story of my life. And then they go, and I'm like, oh, that wasn't that bad. And it was that bad. It was that bad. Anyway. So yes, please feel free to enter the Advents of December's Past Makealong. Get those previous Advents used. I am going to be making a Scrappy Stripes sweater using my 2023 Chromatic Yarns Advent Calendar, held double because it's a DK weight pattern, along with, I've got 2 skeins of my Sturdy Sock Base in the Weird Stone colourway, which is the black colour that cardigan's made from. That is going to be sort of the ones in between, and I think it's going to look fabulous. I think it's going to look really, really good. So I just need to get it made and done. And yeah, I have a bunch of other advents that I also need to use, but they're not on my stash shelf, so they don't count, right? They do count. They do count, Hannah. They very much do count. Anyway, shop news. I don't have a heap of shop news to share with you. I am, as I've mentioned, in the throes of Advent dyeing. It's a really fun and exciting time. I need to order some more yarn for the weekly Advent, but I might just wait until I'm back from holiday to do that. I need to dye up the 100 gram skeins of the daily Advent. All of the mini skeins are dyed for the daily Advent. I had to over dye one colourway because it was almost identical to another colourway, which I don't understand how that happened, because I use different dyes and a different technique, but such is life. So it looks not completely different, but different enough now, which is good. And I've twisted up 5 days of the Advent, so I've still got 19 to go. So that is what is probably going to take over my life when I get back. So I don't know how much of this Advent project I'm going to get done, but I'm going to try to get some done, which is kind of another reason I want to get this cardigan done while I'm away, because I can't take twisting with me, because it actually takes up quite a lot of room, taking a massive blue IKEA bag of mini skeins. So that I will have knitting time, because I won't be able to twist mini skeins. So yeah, that's really it for shop news. I have a few ideas floating around for an autumn collection. I'm just trying to work out how to feasibly do it and when to do it, because Advents. So I'm just trying to work stuff out, basically. And apart from that, no shop news. Life stuff. I've kind of filled you in on what's happening. Life stuff. It's been the Pickle's birthday. The weather's been glorious. I've been walking a lot. and I've actually got a bit of what I would call a tan, but to the normal folk it is not a tan. But you know what, you compare, that's a tan, but to most people that is not a tan. this is me tanned. Yeah, we're going away, going on holiday, going down to visit my parents. I've got a wedding to go to. I've not gone to a wedding since my sister's in November 2023, when I freshly found out I was pregnant. We're kind of getting to the age now where a lot of our friends are married, so we're running out of weddings to go to, which is sad because I love a wedding. But we've got one this August, and I'm pretty sure we've got one next August, I think. I'm pretty sure it's next August. I can't remember because I can't write it on the calendar because we do not have a calendar for 2026 yet. And yeah, other than that, just been plodding along. The Pickle's starting nursery soon. She's doing really, really well. She's grown. She had her vaccines this morning. She's still very allergic to egg. Oh, we all had a stomach bug. I took her to soft play. She caught a stomach bug. She wasn't very well that night. Mario and I caught it. And then the next night, Mario and I were also not very well. I will say that I'm very, very grateful that we have 2 toilets now, because that would have been very tense had we only had 1. Very grateful that we had 2. Because that's all I'm going to say. I won't go into more detail. You can imagine. But yeah, I had to peg it downstairs. Fun times, really fun, really, really fun. The highlight of the month. So yeah, I lost a few days of work because I had very low energy and didn't really eat anything for 4 days. I only really started to feel better this time last week after being poorly on the Wednesday night. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days. 4 days, and then started to be able to actually eat food on the Monday. Fun times. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what's been happening, which sapped a lot of energy, but that's fine. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you because I need to film the video about the Makealong, so I'm going to try to do that. I might change location and grab my notebook on the way. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I forgot to say at the top of the video, podcast notes are all in the description box below. I'm sure I've put a little on the screen. If you'd like to follow me on social media, please feel free. Links can all be found in the description box below, along with anything else that I think you might need. Let me know what you've been working on this month. How have your projects been going? Do you have any whips that you despise? Let me know. Leave me a comment down below. I love connecting with you. And if you don't have anything at all to say, please leave a summary emoji, or an emoji that you would associate with going on holiday or vacation, as some people call it. So yeah, leave a holiday emoji down below, or Christmas if you would prefer. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or a thumbs down if you hated it, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.